Hey everyone, this is Mason Poole. Welcome to our overview of the NFL's Week 4 bets and fantasy. Well, welcome to Knowtheodds Grid Money. It's coming off of another exciting NFL week. Good things happening, some disappointing things happening, but I'm just loving the way that this year is turning out. If you're a Patriot fan, which I am not, but if you are, you guys are in for another great year. They look as good as ever, if not better, and I'm not as excited about that, but I am excited that the rest of the NFL is looking incredibly different than it did last year. There's teams that were not expected to do well this year that are stepping up to the challenge, and teams that are expected to be favorites that are really not delivering. And it's just great to see new teams and players getting in the mix and exciting things happening. Speaking of exciting, we are coming off of a, I'll say, disappointing week as from a betting perspective. A lot of close games yesterday, some of them not going in our favor. And that's okay. Losses are to be expected in this line of business. It's how you handle them that decides whether or not you're going to be a success in the end. This does change our bet amounts for next week. Our bankroll has gone down, so now we just adjust our bet amount. We're still doing 5% of our bankroll, which I don't know if I ever told you guys, but I'm playing around for this show, and for the example purposes, I started off this season with $500. So 5% of that, it's going to be a $25 bet, which is what I started off this season. We are down 2% on the year now. So my bets this week are going to be $24 a piece. You guys can make your adjustments accordingly depending on what your bankroll is. As long as you're consistent, making it 5% of whatever bankroll you have. I wouldn't go more than 5%, but if you want to play it even more safe, you can go way less than 5%. Consistent 2% gains even is a whole lot better than losing money each week, just throwing money blindly at bets. You got to have a system that you're dedicated to and you're sticking to throughout the season in order if you want to see consistent results. So our one saving grace yesterday was the Texans beating the Chargers. The rest of the wins that we had as our favorite bets last week were upset, and I am now convinced that the Dolphins are indeed tanking on purpose and they're going for the draft spot. It's a bold move this early in the season, I think, and it's not even guaranteed to be successful. There's still several 0-3 teams out there that aren't trying to tank, and they're doing the best they can. But those Dolphins, man, the lack of effort and morale is at an all-time low. And I'm going to take a pause here and look up the future on what it is for the Dolphins to go 0-16 this year. Hold on one second. Okay, so last week, the prop for the Dolphins going 0-16 was 30-1. So a plus 350 bet if you think that the Dolphins are going to go 0-16. It's a little bit less attractive than that now, but I think they're going for it. Even more attractive future bet than that is the Patriots going 16-0. Last week they were at plus 1,000. This coming week against the Bills may possibly be the only game that the Patriots play against an undefeated team. And I don't think the Bills are going to be a bunch of problem for them. Only other team that might give them trouble later in the year is the Chiefs. But all the other games, I believe, are given. So basically, it's a plus 1,000 money line bet on the Patriots beating the Chiefs later in the season. Now, I don't like to do futures because it just ties up my money for too long, and it's I just never been into them. But if you do like futures, I'm really liking the chances of the Patriots going 16-0. That's a little besides the point. The Falcons and the Cardinals were the teams that disappointed us the most yesterday. With the Falcons, I don't know what happened with them. They just fall apart some weeks, and it's going to happen now and then. With the Cardinals, was a little bit more of a long shot. There's a lot of things going for them. They're not a sound team yet. They're still a new team, but so is their opponent yesterday. On Sunday, a lot of new changes going on with the Panthers, and I still think it was a good bet. It was worth the risk, but it came out against us in week 3. But we're still plugging on. We have a new total. It's going to equal new bets this week in week 4, and we got a few of them. As I handicapped week 4 and came up with my spreads and totals for it, I was pretty spot on with 99% of the games. I'm in agreement with almost everything that Vegas has coming out so far, this early in the week at least. Things might change, and you might get more plays as the lines change, if they change in a positive direction. But there's pretty spot on, and there's a lot of even matchups predicted for week 4. Most of the games, Vegas has winning by either 3 or 4 points, which means they could go any way. I do have a few favorite bets for you. That we do have at least one extremely emotional bet, which those are my favorite. I think that the lines are emotionally charged and they're swinging the lines in the wrong direction, and that's good for us. We'll talk about that in a second. But if you think you've got to play on some of these money lines are my favorite bets to bet on. Spreads, they can be hard to predict sometimes. Totals are even worse. I tracked a couple different total strategies in the last couple weeks, and I still have no solid strategy for playing totals. I think unless you have it down to a system where you have got something figured out as far as the way that the lines are coming out, I think totals are a little bit of a waste of a bet. But week 4 is going to be a good week for money lines. Everything's already so close, and you know there's going to be some upsets in there. If you think you got a good bet on a team that is considered the underdog, go ahead and take it. There's going to be a lot of good opportunities for money line bets this week. My favorite bet this week, the one that I consider to be the most emotional set line out there, is the Vikings and Bears game. Right now, out of Vegas, the Bears are the 3-point favorites. And we'll talk a little bit about why that might be set that way and why it shouldn't be that. We've already made money off of the Bears being hyped up more than they should have been. They were the week 1 favorites against the Packers, and that was totally undeserved. We're seeing that more and more if you look back. Packers are a great team. So far, the Bears have done badly against good teams and okay against bad teams. The Vikings have been consistently above average of the whole season. Yet, the Bears are still listed as the 3-point favorites. And I think the hype of what people want the Bears to be doing this year and the good season that they had last year is still carrying over into some of these lines. There's more people that are going to be taking bets on the Bears, and so the lines need to be adjusted, and they adjust them the wrong direction. Vegas lines have to make it more attractive for you to bet for the Bears' opponents because the Bears are the populous favorite. It has nothing. The lines have nothing to do with who Vegas thinks is going to win. They have to make sure that people are betting evenly on both sides of the ball. This week, they think too many people are going to be betting on the Bears, so they make it less attractive and more attractive for you to bet on the Vikings, which is perfect for us because that's who's going to win this week. That's the good play of the week right here. Vikings moneyline bet against the Bears. And that's about the only moneyline bet that I could see as a clear mismatch in week 4 this week. The 2 best spread bets that I have for you are going to be, first up, the Chiefs against the Lions. Vegas has the spread at minus 6.5. I truly believe that an on-fire, point-scoring offense is not going to be taking things easy on the Lions, who have been consistently on the lower end of scoring points. And against a extremely superior team, I see them putting up much less than their running average as far as points go, making the spread a whole lot more than 6.5. I have the Chiefs winning by at least 10. So we're going to take the Chiefs to cover the spread, minus 6.5 against the Lions. Next, let's talk about the Rams a little bit. I think it'd be very likely that it'll be Rams, Patriots in the Super Bowl again this year. The Rams are adapting a strategy that I think is very similar to what the Patriots have had in years past. They're in very much control of the games. They're only using their major players when they have to. And there's times when they're actually losing the game. But the amount of self-control that they have is one that, much like the Patriots of years past, this year the Patriots seem to just be running up the score, and I don't know if that's a new strategy or if they're just playing really sucky teams. But Patriots of old and the Rams this year, it's almost like they enjoy close games. It's better for the fans. They know that they're the better team, and they're going to use the least amount of effort possible to get the win. Vegas has the Rams winning by 9 points, and a team that appears to be playing with the minimalist strategy, I don't believe is going to be winning by more than a one-score game. I believe in all of the Rams games so far, at some point, they have been losing. And that's when they busted out to the next level, start using their key players more, breaking out the good plays, and doing what they need to do to get the win. They're not at all concerned about winning. They know that they are the best team on the field, and they do what it takes and to beat out the opponent, usually by no more than just a few points. That's why I think that the spread is a little bit high in this game. Got them winning by something a little closer to 4-point spread. But we'll take the Bucks to cover the spread against the Rams in Week 4. So those are going to be our 3 bets of the week. Vikings moneyline bet to win. Chiefs going to cover the spread, and the Bucks cover the spread against the Rams. Those are our favorite bets of the week. Wish you the best of luck. All right, lastly, we got a couple plays in fantasy. I hope you're doing well in your yearly leagues. If it comes to daily fantasy, make sure you're checking us out at knowtheodds.net. Go to the fantasy rankings page, and we have our updated deals of the week according to FanDuel prices. This week, I just wanted to highlight a couple of the mismatches. I know that the Giants game was a little bit of a shit show on Week 3, but with the Giants playing the Redskins in Week 4, being a lack of defense on both sides of the ball and being a game that is projected to be one of the higher scoring games of the week, I think Daniel Jones is incredibly undervalued for FanDuel prices, and he's going to be our featured deal of the week. Plus, there's going to be a lot of energy coming from that Giants offense, and Jones's confidence is going to be boosted, and he's going to be trying some of the more risky throws, and I'll take that risk, and I say he has a successful week against the Redskins this week. The other thing I want to mention, Austin Hooper of the Atlanta is going to be our tight end deal of the week for Week 4. We're seeing upward momentum as far as progress for him, him getting targeted more often, and just continue to getting more points. And Tennessee being ranked 22nd against the offense gives me confidence that the Falcons are going to be putting up some major points, and then Matt Ryan's going to be relying a little more heavily on his trusty tight end, Austin Hooper, there at a reasonable price of $6,400 on FanDuel. And our defense of the week, I'm going to go with Denver. They're playing at home against the Jaguars, and it's already projected to be one of the lowest scoring games. Yeah, the lowest scoring game of the week. We got a healthy defense all back together and ready to go, and at home against the Jags. I think they're gonna pull through and be a major game stopper for this game. So the Broncos are featured defense of the week at 4,100. So there you have it for our Week 4 overview of the NFL. Hope you guys are doing well and kicking ass. Go check us out at knowtheodds.net. Always stay informed, and good luck out there, guys.